Alright, Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I'm going to give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone who taught me this truth, and salutations to the elect between the sheep of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, with sincerity, truth, and with charity. Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father, which the world ignorantly calls God, and Jehovah, his true name is Yahweh. Hashem means in the name of, and Yahushai is the true name of the Son, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His true name is Yahushai. Those are the names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew. And once again, Lord willing, this will be another edifying lesson. And I'm just going to be speaking about basically, you know, well, this video I saw right here, as well as a couple other videos. Uh, Basically, this is why you should stay away from these, these whores, man. These fucking whores, right? And so, basically, um, I'm gonna try to get another video out while I'm doing that. Basically, I have this woman from this video from this woman, and it says why every woman should be rotational dating, how to date multiple men. Right? This is why you should stay away from these women. Right? Don't take any of these women seriously. Right? Because ultimately, what these women are whores. They're fucking whores, man. And especially, you know, most of the Israelite women, right? You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American. There's only a very few sincere women, and that's if the Lord is with them. But two-thirds, man, a lot of these women are two-thirds. And the two-thirds of our people are going to be cut off, right, and destroyed with that thermonuclear fire. A lot of these people, man, you know, a lot of that makes up the major. A lot of the two-thirds also is women, right? But I have this video, and I'm not gonna play it because this is just a demon. This is a complete fucking demon. This bitch, right? But basically, this is this is an example, and I'm gonna just an example of a wicked evil bitch, a wicked evil Keisha, right? And I'm gonna bring out the first verse. Let's bring this out. Ecclesiasticus 26 and 12. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he had found a fountain and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. Right? So basically, that's speaking about these women. You- Nowadays, what they're doing the same thing, right? They're sleeping with all these men traveling, going, opening their legs, opening their mouth, right? Sucking all these different penises. By the time they're 30 years old, man, they got 100 fucking men that they slept with. Because that's what these people do, man. They don't really do much. A lot of these whores, they don't really do much besides what? Either they go to school, work a job, or fucking just have sex all day with random people. They really don't do much. And this whole spirit, man, is just an evil spirit. Just fucking disgusting. And this is these women. They're what you call a hypergamous, right? They're always looking for a better option, and they will tear down. They will break down what they have, right? They will literally break down their household for a better option, right? And let's bring this out. Actually, bear with me. Proverbs 14 and 1. Let's go here. Proverbs 14 and 1. It says, every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands. And that's a lot of these evil ass whores, man. You see these stories of, these women have a good opportunity or whatever, right? They're with the Israelite man. This man, You know, this man, he might even have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And this woman, she goes and finds some other bloke because he might have had more money or might have was better looking or whatever the case might be. Ultimately, if you're the man of the Lord, the Lord, he will give us all these other things, right? But on this side, we're put into a low estate, right? But it just shows that these women, they're really faithless, because if they truly, they truly believed that you were a man of the Lord, right? They would be with you with all times. But they're just wicked, man. They're just fucking wicked, man. They have literally they're just fucking evil ass, wicked ass, you know, bitches, man. They will literally tear down their own households, right? Let's let me bring out this video. Let's see if I can find it. Just bear with me. Bear with me. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, so I'm gonna look this video up from Boss Mac Topsoil. Let's bring this. And it's another stupid idiot, man. And a lot of these women, their channels, they don't last very long. These people that look. I'll show you an example right now. Just to show you, man. This shit. The Lord. It's either Lord judge these bitches, or basically, they what they do is just evil, man. And it doesn't last very long, right? I'm gonna go back to this in a second. It just shows you evil bitches, man. Sluts. Last posted 3 years ago. Last posted 5 years ago. If not, the Lord is probably judging these sluts right now. And if not, Shalak Raya Mashapatayam on these evil ass whores, man. May the Lord bring judgment and curses onto you fucking pieces of shit. Right? But it just man, just trash, man. Trying to basically show off their body in the video, trying to be all sluts, man. Just trash. But let's bring out this video. This guy, this guy, this channel. All right.
So, do you think that when you shake ass in the camera and stuff, like men are gonna look at this and be like, that's a girl who I want to make my wife?
I don't give a fuck. I don't want these. Man, let me tell you something, baby. I was raised by my father. Fuck you niggas. I'll date one of you niggas and I keep two in the chamber.
So,
at all times. At all times. Fuck you niggas. I don't give a fuck. I'm my wife.
Look at these people.
Do you not want to be
Look at these people. Just complete
a
trash.
wife one day though? Do you not want to be a wife one day though?
When I'm old, when you shake ass, I need to know your kind.
And that's all these sluts know how to do. They just know how to shake their fucking ass or show off their breasts, their fucking titties, right? Show off their fucking dirty ass, fucking to the camera in public. You're out here dressing like this, man.
Yeah. Because I'm a lot of niggas' wife.
Bless these bitches. So a bitch has said she wants to hoe for her entire youth. Hoes are old at 30. So when she turns 30, she'll try to get married. But by that time, she'll have too much bodies and mileage. And she'll be a sour bitch at that time. And don't know niggas want to marry us.
Right, so just trash. Trash, man. Trash, man. Who wants a slut like that? Just disgusting. That's why you have to stay away from these fucking sluts. Right? And including this slut right here, man. Why every woman should be rotational dating. How to date multiple men. Let's bring this out now. 2nd Ezra 16, verse 49. It says, like as a whore envieth a right and honest and virtuous woman, so shall righteousness hate iniquity when she decketh herself, and shall accuse her to her face. And when he cometh, that shall defend him that diligently searcheth out every sin upon the earth. Going back to this verse, right? These women, they actually, when they see a woman who hasn't been what's the word brainwashed by this Esau's philosophies, when they see a so-called a virgin woman, right, a righteous woman, or a woman in a good standing and a good relationship, they will basically try to sabotage that relationship. You know, you, they will try to basically speak to the basically what's the word? They'll try to basically convince the women what she's doing is wrong, what she should be sleeping with multiple men. Try to bring them down to their level. That crabs in a bucket mentality. That just fucking because they know they cannot get their virginity back. Their and that's really what it is. That's really what it is. They're that's them being undefiled. That's something you can't buy it back. You can't do any rituals. You can't do anything. Once you lose that, man, you know that's lost. You know what I'm saying? Now now you know just these women, man, they actually hate it, man, and then they will try to accuse you of being the weird one. When they see men getting with younger women, they will call them groomers and pedophiles, when really, you know, that's just that's just how it is. Men just don't want women that have been used by so many different men, because these women have all these different sperm and spirits inside of them, and nobody wants some fucking used up garbage, because then you end up looking like this whore, like those fucking bugged out eyes. You're just crazy. And let's go through the comments, right? And take a guess who's commenting these things, right? Just you're picking someone to build my legacy with, right? I'll be raising my children with also choosing genetic makeup and disposition of my future descendants. It's really a powerful thought, and it's probably a Keisha right here as well. But also, this place is not gonna last forever, man. This place is not gonna be forever. You're out here being a whore. You really think you're gonna have your descendants for thousands of years, man? You know what I'm saying? On this side, no, this place is gonna be fucking destroyed. These but they think they can just go around and sleep with other men. And that's not how it works, right? That's key. That's probably a Keisha. It says even a man told me I should date multiple men because there's always the what if factor. Let's see. Let's go down here. I am 59 years old. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Now I don't feel guilty that men are doing it as well. Keisha, commit to me or next. This is so yummy. Let's see. Let's see. Girl, I love you. Definitely earned a new subscriber with Keisha. Right? Look at the pattern here, man. This is all the Israelite women, man. Here, let's go down. Looking good, girl. Right? This is trash, man. I'm so happy I found your channel. Another Keisha, great video. Glad I started learning this at 21. Now I'm 25 and just started rotational dating. New subscriber earned. Wow, at 55 years old. What a eye opener. See, these people, they're beyond finished, man. There was another there was another maybe I can find the comment because I wanted to bring out this. That's pretty much the comments I wanted to bring out for the most part. Yeah, let's bring this one out. Let's see if I can find it. Girl, I'm 37, and my entire life I stayed with men for too long, right? Going on meaningless, endless hookups, right? Just, just trash, man, right? I'm tired of it. I have so much regret, wasted so much time, learned lessons and was painful. Anyways, I'll try to do this. I seem to get so attached to certain people and hyper focus. How do I even meet men in late 30s? See, this is all Keisha, man. Right? Just Keisha, man. Mostly the Israelite women and the rest of these whores. Just just trash. Yeah, this is why you should stay away from these sluts. You cannot take these people seriously because a lot of them are watching videos like this, and no matter who she is, she probably has. She's always looking for a better option. And let's go back to some precepts. I don't want to ramble too much, right? Let's go to we're gonna go to. I'm gonna speak about now David and Bathsheba, right? And this was a story how basically David he the time period where he basically went off and committed adultery, right? Now obviously the Lord he forgave him, and David he repented of his sin, right? But this was the time period where basically what David he was guilty of what murder and adultery because he slept with Uriah the Hittite, Uriah the Hittite's wife. And Uriah the Hittite, who wasn't actually he actually was an Israelite. Okay, the reason he was called a Hittite was because he basically came from that land. And men were, people were called it from when their name went off by the land they came from. But he was an Israelite man, and basically we're gonna go into it now. It says, one evening David got up from his bed and walked around on the roof of the palace. And from the roof he saw a woman bathing, and the woman was very beautiful. And David sent someone to find out about her. And the man said, "She is Bathsheba, the daughter of Eliam, the wife of Uriah the Hittite." And then David sent messengers to get her, and she came to him, and he slept with her. Right, and then now she was purifying herself from her monthly uncleanliness. Then she went back home, and the woman conceived and sent out the word to David, saying, "I am pregnant." Right, so basically, what? But Uriah the Hittite's wife. The main thing I want to go into is Uriah the Hittite's wife. She put herself in that position to be seen by David, right? And she mainly another thing is, she was put in that she was in that position, but um she also didn't cry out when David was having sex with her, right? Because there was a law in Israel. That's how you know she committed adultery because they committed adultery because there was a law in Israel that if a woman cried out, right, she didn't cry out, basically she was basically in on it, right? She was allowing it to happen, but there was a law in Israel that if a woman was basically if a man was trying to take another man's wife or whatever, or basically a woman was supposed to cry out, right? In Deuteronomy 22, it says, if a man is found lying with the wife of another man, both of them shall die. The man who lay with the woman and the woman, so you shall purge the evil from Israel. If there be a betrothed virgin and a man meets her in the city and lies with her, then you shall bring them both out to the gate of that city, and you shall stone them to death with stones. The young woman, because she did not cry for help, though she was in the city, and the man, because he violated his neighbor's wife. Neighbor's wife. Where so shall you shall purge the evil from your midst. Right. So basically, what a Bathsheba, she didn't cry out. Ultimately, it shows that the spirit on these women were hypergamous. She was allowing that to happen. Right? But that just shows these women, they'll put themselves in positions to basically get with different people of higher status, right? Now we basically this was just an example I wanted to bring out, right? And obviously the Lord he had he had basically David he had him rebuked, right? And there was consequences for that. But this was just an example of basically the a lot of these women how they act, they put themselves in different positions to basically try to get with men of higher status, higher and ultimately that's called hypergamous women, right? And this is what these women teach, right? So you have no and this is what the so-called white man Esau Edom basically set up. You have you have no chance until getting with these women, to be honest, unless she's a righteous woman, the Lord's with her, right? But there are only a few sincere sisters out there. And what was I gonna say? Yeah, just kind of like, but yeah, you basically this is the mentality that Esau put on these women, and he gave them child support. He gave them these different things they can utilize against the Israelite man to make it worse, right? These women, this is what they do. They sleep with multiple men. They get that fucking child support money. They use them for different things. Just disgusting, man. And they're basically polluting their body. That's why adulterous women shall be put to death. If this woman's not dead already, I hope she gets fucking put to death. You know, all these stupid sluts, man, trash. The Lord, the Lord, a lot of these hoes, the Lord just gonna save them for that time of destruction. You know, eh, eh, you know, just trash. Let's gonna bring out anything else. Let's see. Yeah, I just wanted to basically bring that out. Just you really just don't take these whores seriously because they're taking advice from people like this. You know, just an evil ass, evil ass whore, man. Just a woman's supposed to be joined to get onto the man, and one man, right? And a man he can have multiple wives, multiple wives and concubines. But now you're seeing the roles flipped. But this was just something the men of the Lord had to deal with on this side. But starting soon when calamity happens, there's gonna be Isaiah 4:1's gonna occur on this side. And then in the kingdom, the men of the Lord are going to have multiple wives, multiple concubines from all different nations, right? All different, all different, the Israelite women. She's going to be back in order, but basically, I don't even want to look at that. This is scary, bro. Just scary. But everything's going to be back in order, and the only way these women really will come uh, in the proper order is for them to for a destruction, a calamity to happen, right? A calamity. That's when really a lot of them are gonna um, get into order. But women like this, you're gonna get rejected. You're gonna get right at the front door, man. You women are disgusting. You have 30 different men, 300 pounds. You don't even know how to cook fucking food. But they'll know all this other stuff. They'll have degrees, right? They'll know languages. They'll learn how to speak 5 fucking languages. Have a degree in psychology, be a doctor, be a nurse, right? But they can't even do basic things. They're too stupid enough to fucking cook basic meal or to clean their house. You see a lot of these women's bathrooms, women's houses. They're just filled with this disgustingness, man. Now you're seeing these videos of women, even they're finding they're, all they know how to do is abort their babies, kill their babies, leave them just to die. You're seeing a lot of women have houses so filthy, they'll literally leave their babies, their children to fucking die. They end up finding, 2-week old, 7-month old, just carcasses just underneath, buried under junk in their house, right? Just madness, bro. Just madness. Like, maybe I can find that. See if we can find this. Yeah, under garbage, under. See, look at this, bro. Just trash. Yeah, just trash, man. I don't have the video in particular, but just this is what these sluts know how to do. They don't even take care of their goddamn children anymore. That's how crazy they are. There you can find that, right? Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna be able to find it right now. But that's pretty much all I wanted to go into, man. Stay, just another reason to stay away. Just stay away from these sluts. Actually, I have one more precept. This precept is um something I believe they actually deleted this from the Bible, from one of the versions, because when you try to click on it, it doesn't even show anymore. But Sirach 26, a self-willed woman is a bitch, but a woman with a sense of decency honors the Lord. A wife who honors her husband will seem wise to everyone, right? And look, see, they remove that right there. You can't even find that right there. This is how man. Look, just see, look at that. They just remove that scripture, so I have to read it from there. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, I can't even find that one. Yeah, but anyway, I just wanted to make this video. Another example. Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. With that, I'm going to give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect, feeding the sheep of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Shalom.